if he prefers hello, am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So there are confusions like if he or she prefers masters over placement, then what will be the opportunities that will be created by masters. So there are lots of confusion in the minds of students. So I'm also happy that you are going to take such a session, and it will definitely be very beneficial for us.
Good.
Harshpreet, if you want to add something.
Yes, sir. I think it will be very beneficial because what I believe is, of course, we can check the internet about what the opportunities are, but there is not a real time guidance towards solving our doubts, and this will be very beneficial in that case.
Right. No, I think you guys are absolutely right. What you just said, Harpreet, it's the real information that you need at the real time, right? Because most of the time I felt there are two things that happen, which when I feel that when I was a student, that I felt that why we need this. One is not many time you will find a resource which is so open out that they are able to tell you the real information. Not many people are open to up. So that's one thing that's always I try to avoid, because at this point of my career I really don't care where I am, because I think I have achieved where I am, but I really want to help students. You know what I mean? I don't have a competition, so there is nothing to hide, and you guys are not my competition, to be honest. You guys,
Yes.
the more I help you, the better it is for me, to be honest. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that, as I told to you, in this COVID crisis, whatever you call it, I think the situation has turned so much. And I agree with you, Anand, when you said the core branches are having a trouble. It's not about the computer science. The core branches definitely, I mean, we have seen that quite a lot, because, not many times core branches have a luxury that they can work from a remote place, remote office, right?
Yes.
So what happens to those sort of a jobs, how they are changing, and how do you prepare for that sort of a situation as you move on? So yeah, I completely agree with that point. So let's do one thing. Let's decide on a date. And what I want you to do is, I think you have a one-page CV and that abstract title of my talk, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you guys can do is, so the Zoom session I have is actually, I have it from OSU. I think it allows around 300 students, which is quite a lot. But um, I would advise you to forward this so, I will coordinate with three of you guys, however you want. Create a Google Drive, Excel sheet where students can input their information. So we know the list of students who are interested,
Right,
right?
sir.
And
Yes, sir.
they are interested in it, and and send me the link so I know how many students are there, and when they are interested. And I would say let's shoot up a time. Do your finals, you guys finals are over, or you are still preparing for your finals?
So this will begin from first week of December. So we
The
have
finals.
Yes, so we have a time to prepare for finals from 23rd of November to what to say, first week of December. So we can have the session on 21st or 22nd. That will be fine.
Okay. Okay. And let me ask you, when your finals are over?
Finals are sir, 20th December.
20th December. And then
Yes, sir.
and then there will be holidays, I believe.
Yeah, there will be holidays. We have free till we are free till February.
Okay. So let's shoot for 22nd. Let's shoot for 22nd, 11 a.m. At the same time, like 11 a.m. EST. Will that work with you guys? You think?
Sir, can it be 10 a.m.?
10
I know
a.m.
that
Okay.
will be quite early for you
No, that's
because
fine.
yeah,
Don't
because
worry.
9:30 p.m. Is bit quite late, I think.
Okay. So let's shoot for 10 a.m. EST on 11/22nd. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I said, any of you guys can create a Google Excel sheet and pass that on, and pass the one-page abstract to all the student. As I said, this could be for an undergrad, for a master's, for a PhD. It could be for
Yes.
anybody. forward that as much as you can, and try to get a list of students who are who will attend that. And as I said, try to input as much as in your Google spreadsheet, and I will send you guys the link for the Zoom session link for 10 a.m. or 11:22.
Fine, sir. We will actually share the Google form for all the students. We will float that, and I will share the response of that in a sheet to you with you.
Yeah. As I
Is
said,
that
if you want, you can create a Google sheet, and anybody can go and input that, or whatever, however you want, so that I know who are those students. And my also I would say is it's a good idea to forward the one-page PDF to
yes,
a listserv or whatever, so that people know who it is and what the topic is all about, and so forth.
right? Yes, sir. So we'll do that, and we'll like if it is on 22nd of November, because now the new batch has also started at our college. They have just got admitted, so there are some activities for them also. So I will confirm you date by whether it is 22nd or 21st. I'll confirm you by 17.
Yeah, and
Will that
also, as I said, if you feel like that we should do this after the exam, it's also fine with me. There is no rush. All I want you to make sure that people are more relaxed and they have time to have the questions, because as I said, there will be finals, so people are preparing for finals and so forth, right? And
yes,
if you think that the new batch of first year, that whoever it is, would also be interested in this and would help them, I would say if you feel like doing this after your exam, after 20th of December, that's perfectly fine. There is, as I said, there is no rush at all.
right. Okay.
Because
That's
yeah, because as I said, the better it is, let them prepare for the exam, in my opinion, let them get over with it, so that once the exams are over, then people are more open about, some of these ideas. Because
yes,
exams are something, especially for first year, they take exam very seriously, not like us.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
I
So,
also think it will be better that if we can postpone it after 10th. I actually thought that you won't be that much flexible because
no.
we have
Don't. Yeah. No. It's as I said. This is as I said in my to you, is this is more or less likely to be the it's an ongoing process. Career is something, in my opinion, is like I only cared about when I was in third year. You know what I mean? It's an ongoing process.
like
So
yes,
if you guys feel that you need my help, maybe after a year, maybe after 6 months, I will be available. So that's not a problem. As
definitely.
because many times what happens is, let's say somebody had listened to me and they said, oh, I really need this help because now I'm in a situation where I am looking for this sort of an advice or something, or for that
Yes,
matter, anything. And also, as I said, situation changes with time also, right? Uh, who knows, like COVID-19 pandemic goes a little bit further and your situation changes, and who knows, it stops or some whatever, right? So as I
yes,
said, this to me is an ongoing process, ongoing help from my end at least. So my advice would be is don't rush into this thing. Whenever you feel after exam, we can pinpoint a date, because that also allows students to you to send information to a lot of students and collect information and all that. You don't have to rush also. Yeah. So we
yes.
can do after 20th. Don't rush on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay, good guys. It was great talking to you. And as I said, I'm pretty sure you guys are having fun at home, just like all of us. uh,
Only normal, what can we say?
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a very unusual time. Actually, I have 10 minutes or so. If you guys want to ask any help, because this is like, you guys got me on the time where you guys can have, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. I can talk for the next 10 minutes.
Yes, actually, as I told you that being a company like Lockheed Martin or Boeing is actually my dream destination for now.
Actually, Anand,
Uh,
let me ask you one question, because you said one good point there. You said your department does not have aerospace and all that, right? So let me tell you one thing from the product perspective, okay, or from the research perspective, like industry perspective as well as from research perspective. Let me tell you one thing. It's the tools you study in your undergrad. So the tools could be, for example, you have a course on fluid dynamics, right?
Right. Sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
The tools you use that are more important. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I can tell you why, because when I used to work for Rolls-Royce, and my PhD was in high temperature materials, something else. And we were working on fuel cells, which you or you may not heard about. You will find that it's not like you have done your undergrad or master's or PhD from a particular field. It's about the tool you have learned. Because as I said, I'm a biggest example of that. I have 3 degrees from 3 completely different departments. And every time, whether I was undergrad, just like you, when I did my mining engineering, or when I went to do my master's in civil engineering, or when I did my PhD in mechanical engineering, the first day was the day I started from zero because I had no idea. I mean, you think of a mechanical engineering guy and they said, do you know about gears or something? I had no idea what are gears or what for that matter. I mean, for a mechanical engineer, it come intuitively, but I had no idea. And now I am working on something else. The technology, the companies I have worked from engineering software companies to fuel cells to consumer electronics to defense and aerospace now to space now, completely different. So what I will say, focus on learning the tools.
Right.
जैसे जैसे
Somewhere.
मोदी बोलता है ना कि क्या बोलते हैं he says something very interesting कि skill set.
Skill India.
People, yeah. So you know the skill set are more important. So it's
Right.
not the department you go, the skill set, because you can apply the same tools in any field. You understand my point? Because the fluid dynamics that you learn and this is an example that you learn in mechanical engineering has exactly the same application in aerospace. The tools that you learn,
Right.
right? And I will give you another example. So here is the thing. What happened is when I was in BHU, again, I want to tell you about because you guys are undergrad in India, so probably you guys can correlate that better. There was a course on rock mechanics that I found very interesting because it was about the mechanical behavior of rocks. Do you understand my point? So what you guys learn in mechanical engineering is mechanical behavior of materials. That's a normal course that you guys must have.
Yes.
And what do you learn in that course? You learn alloys. You learn about probably a little bit of metallurgy or mechanical behavior of materials. What I learned about was mechanical behavior of rocks. The physics doesn't change. The science doesn't change behind that. So I applied the same thing in civil, and then I moved on mechanical. I applied the same principle in mechanical. So people can see it that I had 3 different degrees, but essentially it was in material science. Do you understand my point? So the
Yes,
tools I
sir.
learned, and even now, those are the similar tools that I apply when I have to design a thermal protection system for re-entry vehicles, for hypersonics, for everything. It's the same thing. There's no difference. People can see it in a different way, but honestly speaking, that's not different because physics doesn't change. So
Yes,
as
sir.
he
Because
said,
you
go
have to
ahead.
work on a particular thing that you don't have to work on whole project, right? So you can do the mechanical aspect of that thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, there is a little bit of a difference there too, because what happens is when when you start working for a product or for a company or research work in a different way because research is something like you're looking from a lens of a microscope, right? But when you
yes,
started working um, heading a project or when you started working on a bigger project which requires a system, for example, is someone who was in charge of designing International Space Station. Think of it. or an Apollo program. Think of it, right? That's not like a material. That has a different aspect to it. That has electronics, that has wireless communication, GPS, materials, and then problem related to those. So the problems becomes very interdisciplinary. So
Right.
my answer to your question when you said that you guys don't have aerospace doesn't matter. That's all I'm saying. Focus on learning the tools, because those are the tools that those are your arrows and bows and everything that you can then shoot anything. That's what I meant.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, just one question that I wanted to ask, that in a company like Lockheed Martin, do they take directly undergraduate students, or we have to go for higher studies and then we can land up in such companies?
Yeah. Again, depends on where, right? So if you say, can I get a job in Lockheed Martin in US, the answer will be no, for example. But if you say, can I get a job in Lockheed Martin, India, the answer would be yes.
Just after undergraduate, like
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah, yeah.
researcher or
Ah,
scientist?
right. Again, depends on what you want to do, because if you are designing F-16s, I mean, of course, they will need someone who is an engineer right away, and then they will need someone who has masters, and then they will need someone who has PhDs. Doesn't matter. Right. It that doesn't matter. I mean, like any company, they depends on what that company is in the launch of a product or a stage of a product, because at the initial stage of a product, you need a lot of research, right? So you will find a lot of people who are PhDs, but as the product gets mature, like for example, iPhone, right? So the company who is making iPhone doesn't need PhDs. They all need undergrads.
Right.
So but at the design phase of it, when you are thinking about it, when you had no idea about how to put it together, even you had no idea how the sensors are, what type of sensors or touch technologies, and then you go deep into it, and then you probably need more research into it. But then you have to also have to understand a lot of research, especially the companies, because most of the companies are product focused. They need a lot of these um, a lot of this research is outsourced also to universities. So when, let's say for example, if you go and to do a PhD in US or somewhere, or anywhere for that matter, you will find a lot of work that you will be doing is geared towards that.
Right.
Yeah.
Shirish, if you have any doubts, then you can go ahead. Otherwise, it is nice to talk to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Nice talking to you guys. And anything else? I have a couple of minutes. I can answer your questions. And
Yes, sir. Hello, am I audible?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, sir, I had plans to pursue my master's in astronomy, especially observational astronomy. But after this COVID situation, I just changed my plan because I saw many of the my seniors who are just planning to pursue their higher studies in European universities or in American universities. They just couldn't get admission due to this visa restrictions. And so, sir, how can we just cope up with that? And
When are you graduating?
2022.
Yeah, you have a lot of time. Don't worry. You have a lot of time. I would say in my opinion, by your time, everything should be fine. You have good buffer. That's one thing. But the most important thing here it is, as I said, we are talking about career here, right? We're not talking about I want to do it for fun. You should be doing no matter what, where your interest lies. Keep that in mind. That's like there is nothing can change that, because you could not have.
But sir, at that same time, we have to consider that whether there are enough job opportunities in this field or not.
Again, coming back to my point, you don't see. Here's the thing. Do you think when I was doing my undergrad, I thought I will get job one day at Lockheed? Do you think that was true?
Sir, it must have been hard to think.
No, I had no idea what company, I had no idea even Lockheed exists as a company because I was doing mining engineering. I knew about Hindustan Zinc Limited and Coal India Limited. You understand my point?
Yes, sir.
What I am trying to tell you is do what you are interested in, because that's where you will excel and you will have an opportunity to do whatever you want. That's how it works. It doesn't work the other way, that you do something because there is a job out there. It doesn't work that way, because then you will be one of those people who will be doing that job for the sake of job. Do you understand my point? It doesn't work
Yes,
the opposite way. You do things out of your interest because then you excel, and then you will find amazing things and anywhere. I